Today I'll be ranking every single Nullscape curse and greater curse. Please let me know what you agree with and disagree with in the comments section, and let me know your own opinions. Enjoy. Lower gravity is generally a curse that I feel like everybody always picks. I think this curse is just awesome. Like, it does have like the inconvenience of, you know, making it so you miss gifts sometimes, like jumping over them and stuff, but I don't think it's that bad. I think lower gravity is more of a benefit than a curse. Random spawn is just one of the best curses in the game. This is an upgrade. Scattered gifts I have very mixed opinions on. People always say that this curse is like really free, but I think it can kill runs sometimes because it's like it's always that random LMS where there's just like 5 gifts separated everywhere across the map. Like, I feel like this curse can kill runs, especially like celestial runs. I would put this in like D tier. It's not the worst curse. You can take it, especially if you have 3 gift magnets, but people will miss gifts if you pick this, and it makes high-rise tiles a pain to clear. Weaker jump pads is a very mixed bag. I feel like in early game this is a throw, but in later game, especially with like Burning Bouquet and Razor Bloom, it's actually fine. Like, I feel like this is it's a middle ground curse. Like, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Fake count, this curse is really frustrating. Usually it's more stomachable than other curses, but I still find it quite frustrating. This is just, honestly, how you rate this curse is completely just personal bias. I'm putting this in C tier. It sucks, but it's not like it's not the biggest throw ever. If you pick this on a celestial run, though, it sucks. Bigger trip mines is just a frustrating curse, and I feel like you should avoid this as much as possible. I'm gonna put this in D tier. And then the first stack of double trip mines, I feel like this is like, I don't know, like C tier curse. Like, you could pick this if you have to. And then the second stack is like F tier. Like, you're throwing if you have 2 stacks of double trip mines. Unless you're like a party of 20 chargers, I feel like this is a terrible pick. You can't collect anything. And then Minefield, I'd say this is actually an A tier curse. More C mines is generally a good thing, although having this with run and Barotrauma can be kind of rough. But the second stack is like a throw. I feel like this makes it really hard. Maybe not as much with those double trip mines. I'll put it in D tier, but it still sucks to have the second stack of Minefield. This curse is annoying. Barotrauma is a must pick. It gives you run in your pool, which is a very nice curse to have. And honestly, flinging yourself with this is really helpful. It can suck if you get flung in a bad spot, but it's still a good curse. Nothing is a good curse if you know how to use it. I'll put this in A tier because I feel like it's not S, but it's still a really good curse if you know what you're doing. It's a good greed curse. And then Lab 2, I think, might be one of the best curses in the game just for greed. It sucks late game, but it's still really good for getting your upgrades and money early. Fragile Gifts is kind of just a thing you pick once you're done collecting golden gifts. I would not pick this anymore just because collapse speed feels generally faster and you need to greed for your money. Like, I don't know, I'm putting this in like, I think it's like a C tier curse because I would only ever pick this if I'm finished greeting for the run. Saber Ring is the exact same as Fragile Gifts. I would only pick this if I'm done greeting because like all the enemies you get from it is just not worth it. Like, it's not worth getting like 8 enemies during collapse when you're trying to collect it just for 15% more gift yield. So yeah, I put this in C tier. High Roller would be a good like curse if Jackpot didn't exist. I'm putting this in like, I guess, B tier because Tweaked Odds is just the better option between the two. Unless you're trying to roll no trip mines, then High Rollers, I guess, alright. But just because Jackpot exists, which I'll put this in like B tier, I feel like it's not a terrible thing. But I don't know, the only benefit of High Roller is that it doesn't remove the no trip mines outcome like Tweaked Odds does. Either way, I would avoid High Roller just because if you get Jackpot, getting 4 random enemies can really suck at the start of a round. Or, you know, the like 5,000 payment, since it takes 1/5 of your golden gifts, it's a very iffy curse to be taking. I would just take Tweaked Odds over it. Beacon Mirage, this curse will kill your run just because there's currently a bug where, not even really a bug, just an oversight where beacons will spawn on top of high-rise tiles or in unreachable locations, and it can be very annoying when this happens, like especially if you have Fragile or something. Like, this is a really bad curse and it can really kill your run. More ringing is kind of a weird one. In Party Plus, this one's worse. In Extreme Mode, this one sucks. I don't know, it's a stomachable curse. Like, I would put it in like B tier. Mighty Gong is honestly not that bad. I would put it right with more ringing. Like, it's not that bad, but you know, in early game it can suck, but in late game I feel like this never kills me. Concussion might be the worst curse in the game. If you pick this, you're literally just throwing. Not being able to jump for 7 seconds is a death sentence for like every single class besides maybe Glider. Mart Infection is a weird curse. I feel like it's completely fine most of the time, but as long as you don't have bigger Marts. And then Mart Slide, I would say this is, I don't know, getting knocked around is probably one of the worst things that can happen later game. I would put this in like F tier still. It's still a really bad curse. Like, yeah, it doesn't kill you anymore, which is nice, but it it could still be really bad being knocked around by Mart. It can spike you into the void when you least expect it. Like, I don't know. Every single time I picked this curse, my run died like a few rounds later, so I just wouldn't. And then bigger Marts is a very weird one. In extreme mode, you just lose if you pick if you pick this, you just lose. You lose if you pick this in extreme mode. But in standard, it's okay long as it's not combined with Mart Infection. I would put it at like the top of C tier, where like it's not a terrible selection as long as you stop chancing. Like, this is really bad with High Roller Jackpot as well. This is just a very dependent on what curses you have. I would say literally never stack this with Mart Infection if you're in a Party Plus, but it just depends. Spring-loaded, okay, but bias warning, I absolutely hate this curse. I think it might be one of my least favorite curses in the game. People are always like, oh, it's really free, you can just jump over the springers, but past a certain point, especially in Collapse when I'm trying to get fanny pack tiles, this is frustrating, because there's like at least 3 springers jumping nearby you whenever you're trying to get them. And like, if it didn't make the shockwave so big, it wouldn't be as big of an issue, but this makes it so you're just like, you get double the springer shockwaves just instantly from when they're jumping and leaving, and then just you get knocked over all the place. Like, I've been hit into sea mines by this. I've been forced to bonk because of this. I'm a charger player, which would be a big reason why I hate this, but either way, it hinders your movement so much. I don't understand why people pick this curse and call it free, because yeah, you could just jump over the shockwave, but since you're forced to have Mighty Chivalry because of progression events nowadays, this curse becomes a big issue in later game, and I really dislike it. So for that, I'm putting it in F tier. You could argue and say it's like a C tier or B tier curse, or say it's completely free, but I absolutely hate it. And the Resonating Shockwaves, I would say this is also an F tier curse. Springer has terrible curses, man. This is a really bad curse because, like, if you have Mighty Gong or something like that, or more ringing, which you definitely will, this will make it 10 times worse. And pairing this with Spring-loaded, you're just trying to kill your run at that point. Also, I just hate the gradient that the overtuned effect gives. It's really frustrating, so I would never pick Resonating Shockwaves. I try to avoid this curse as much as I can. The first stack of Bigger Blast is quite a stomachable pick even with hollow tiles. I would put this in like A tier. It's not that bad. But the second stack, you're just throwing the run. I'm putting this in F tier. Never stack Bigger Blast. It just gets really gross. Like, if you don't have Scorched Earth or hollow tiles, fine, but you're gonna get them eventually. I just would avoid the second stack of Bigger Blast for that reason. Scorched Earth is a very stomachable ICBM curse. I don't mind it that much. I'll put it in B tier. It's still frustrating to be set on fire, but at a certain point you're not doubling back anyway. So I could argue this being A tier just because it's not that bad if you get used to it. But I'll just put it in B tier. I don't like being on fire. It does disable a lot of classes. Like, I guess Diver's the only class that doesn't get completely disabled. Like Grappler, you can't even grapple most of the time. Charger, it's really weird to have to flick your camera so much, and then like Glider, it doesn't really matter. I don't know, it's a very Husk Express is a curse I actually haven't played with that much, but I feel like when I have it, it doesn't bother me too much. As long as you're not doubling back, and long as you don't stack this with Conga Line, it's not the worst thing ever. But Husk progression events and stuff, it just makes it so frustrating. Like, I don't know, I would put this in like D tier. I'm avoiding Husk Express given the choice. I don't want Husk Express. It sucks. It's probably one of the worst Husk curses. Like, I feel like adding just like more kill bricks to your run is not the greatest thing. Like, just more things that'll just kill you. I don't know, it's not that fun. Further Husk is honestly usually a beneficial curse, although I could see an argument that Closer is better. Both of these are kind of iffy for me. I would take either or. Preferably Further, but Closer's still fine. Like, there's benefits to both of these, because Further gives you more time to react. Closer makes it so that you don't have to wait as long to double back into an area. So I don't know. They're both fine curses, and I don't know. I feel like Closer's still the worst of the two, because you'd rather have more reaction time. So I would just put this in like B tier, and then like Further in A. Like, it's not that bad. I'm not ordering these very much, by the way. These are not that ordered. Random Husk is free. I literally don't care if I have this curse. It doesn't bother me. Taller Husk, ever since the progression events, I actually do mind this curse quite a bit. I don't like it that much. It's still easy, but I still would rather not have it. I haven't played with it very much. I'm gonna put it in B tier though. It's like, okay. Conga Line, you're kind of just throwing if you pick this. I feel like having a ton of Husks is such a bad idea with how many Husk curses there are, especially if you get Destroyer. I don't like this curse. I'll put it in like F. like, it's probably like top of F. Like, you're still throwing if you pick Congo Line. It's not a good pick. Shotgun is almost never a good selection just because of Voidbend Guardian. I could see it being a better pick than a lot of these, but it's still bad. Like, maybe D tier, because like it is, if it's better than most curses. Putting this above springloaded feels so wrong though. Like, I would pick springloaded over shotgun, being so real. Yeah, no, I'll put it in F tier. I would pick springloaded over shotgun, even though my personal hatred makes me absolutely despise this curse. Yeah, I should put that above like Marslide. It's not that bad. I'm being so dramatic with this curse. I hate it, but it's not that bad. Anyway, okay, I'm so dramatic. Hold on. I'm like realizing, like, looking at all these other selections, no, spring-loaded's not that bad. Okay, well, still, shotgun is a terrible curse, and I would not pick this. Camouflage is free. Yeah, the projectile speed increase kind of sucks, but other than that, it's pretty easy. Pacifier is kind of a curse where people always say this curse is free, but it just falls into the, like, just dodge, bro. Like, I don't know, like, it is annoying not be able to hear the babies or see the lines, so I would just put this in, like, I would put this in D tier. I still wouldn't pick Pacifier. It's one of the last curses I'm picking, given the option, just because, like, tantrum babies exist. It just makes this such a problem. And then Problem Child, I pick this very often. I feel like it's a free baby curse. It very rarely gets a pop on me, so I would just put this in A tier. Accurate Telefragger, at least in casual mode, this curse is incredibly free. Like, I don't know why it's a metal curse, because it's very rare that Telefragger gets one over on me because of accurate. So I don't know, I'll put this in S tier. It's free. Ambush though, people argue that this curse is free, but I think it's less so than accurate. If you don't know how to counter ambush, then it sucks. But if you just know to, like, kind of move more like a snake pattern and, like, never walk in a straight line, then this curse is manageable. It only sucks when it combines with accurate and gives, like, a angle dash. I would put this in A tier though. I'm still picking ambush over most things. It's not the worst curse. Blighted might be the freest curse in the game, I'm not gonna lie. Like, other than the ones that are literally benefactors, this one is so easy. Like, I never even notice it. Bloodier Meat is a throw. You're just throwing. You're gonna get mass infection at some point. This is a throw pick, dude. You can't play the game if you have Bloodier Meat. This curse sucks. Lost Embers, in casual mode, free. In standard, slightly less free, but still easy. In casual mode, you can just look at the pillar and know what number it is, which is really easy. In standard, I guess you can do the same thing, but it might be a little harder to memorize. Either way, you can just count, and it's not that hard. I never struggle with it. I'll put it at top of A tier. I'd still like to not have this curse, but it's not that bad. Burning Bouquet, I don't know why people complain about this curse. I think it's, like, one of the freest ones in the game. Like, yeah, having to deal with Razor Bloom more is slightly annoying. Maybe you should just pick up a weaker jump pads if you're having trouble with Razor Bloom, but it's easy. Deadly Melody completely just depends on your lobby size, but if you have a lobby of good players, I'd argue this curse is fine. In Party Plus, this is a throw, like, undeniably. Like, you're just throwing if you pick this in Party Plus. Why would you ever pick this? But in party lobbies, it's okay. I'll put it in A tier, assuming you're in a party lobby, and then, like, in duos, this might be the freest curse ever. I'll put it at top of A tier. I still think that this curse is very easy. Blade Carousel, I'd say this is a bad curse just because you're going to get a Voidbreaker Greater Curse eventually, probably, so I just wouldn't pick it. Unless I, like, know I'm ending my run soon, like, because, like, of Celestial or something, I'm not picking Blade Carousel. So I would put this in, like, D tier. Like, I mean, even with, like, the Voidbreaker Greater Curses, it's not terrible. I think with Bombardment, it's the most manageable. With Ballet, maybe it's kind of, well, actually, no, with Ballet, it's really easy, actually. I've played with Ballet Carousel. I don't know, this curse, I would still just don't pick this curse. Most people can't handle Voidbreaker with spinning swords. People get way too confused. And now we're on to greater curses, which I'm not gonna, like, rank amongst all the other ones. I'm gonna kind of put them on their separate to the side. So Razor Bloom S tier, easily, like, the freest curse in the game, and then on the others we have Oblivion, which is potentially the worst curse in the game. I think Razor Bloom is really, really free. Like, this is, like, my go-to first greater curse pick. It's always easy. Oblivion is the worst one in the game. This sucks. This is, like, awful. Like, not being able to go over the void and, like, the visual clutter it gives you, and, like, if you're doing Celestial, you can't get pylons with this. It's terrible. This is terrible. Oblivion's awful. Void Implosions depends on your game mode. If you are in standard mode, it's easy. If you're in casual mode, it's less easy. I would put it in A tier just because in casual mode it is very it's a struggle because you don't get subspatial barrier in casual mode. I hope that they start giving subspatial barrier in casual mode just because of void implosions, but until then, nope, this is not a free curse. In casual mode, I should specify. In standard mode, this is S tier free. Trap card, also worst curse in the game. Do not pick trap card, you're just throwing your run. I wish they would just remove the random enemies and make it just the double stacks with this curse, but they're probably not going to do that, so F tier. One last choice. Honestly, it depends on where you are. Like, if you are like past level 40, then one last choice is usually the best of your picks. But I don't know, I would put this in like C tier. It's very dependent on where you are. If you pick this early game, you're throwing. If you pick this in like level 40 plus, then it's fine. I like, especially in Celestial Attempts, like picking this on 30 or 35 is completely justified. It's not that bad. Inverse Destruction, also like the freest curse in the game. I don't know about freer than Razor Bloom though. Yeah, probably. I mean, one of these will kill you and then the other one like just probably won't, because it's not that hard to go over the void if you're just like playing a good class, which almost every single class is good. Actually, no, all classes can go over the void just fine as long as you have late game upgrades. So like, don't pick this on level 10, but I don't even think it starts showing up then. So I don't pick inverse early, but by 15, especially in casual mode, like you should have all your upgrades to get over the void, so this should be easy. Tantrum's a very weird one. I feel like in Party Plus this one's worse because you're gonna have a lot more babies. It's just kind of eh. Like, I don't know how to feel about Tantrum. I feel like it's a C tier curse. Like, it's better than most things and like it's not that bad, but I would still avoid it if I can. But most of the time it comes down to picking this just because of getting forced into it by Oblivion, One Less Choice, or Trap Card. Run is also a very free curse, although I'm still gonna put this in A tier because it does make C mines significantly more lethal. Like, it can mess you up if you're not careful. So yeah, I'd put this in A tier. It's a middle ground curse. It's not like lethal, but it is dangerous sometimes. Hollow Tiles is a very weird curse. I don't know, this curse is, I don't know, it's like, I'd say it's also like C tier. Like, this is a curse where I'm only picking it if I have no other choice, and it's stomachable as long as you don't have bigger blast stacks. Like, it's completely reliant on your bigger blasts. If you have one bigger blast, then like, okay. If you have two bigger blasts, this is a run ender 100% of the time, but you should never be stacking two bigger blasts anyways. Mass Infection is honestly like a B tier curse. I feel like this one is usually a given and it's better than most other options. It's not that bad though. I would pick Mass Infection over most greater curses. I think Destroyer might be my least favorite curse in the game because it's so unneeded. I don't think Husk needed a greater curse. It already has 6 in-game curses. Why does it have a greater curse? Anyway, I'm putting this in like F tier though. You're kind of just throwing if you pick Destroyer. I would never pick this just because like the lasers, like it's like having a Guardian on you at all times, and like by the time you're picking Destroyer you probably have like 6 husks just from progression events, and then if you pick Conga Line you have 12, and like I just don't pick this curse. Avoid it as much as you can. I'd say it should be one of your last options. This is like the muted of patch 4 or patch 5. Like it's just like the curse you should be picking last. Husk is the telefragger of patch 5. You should be picking it last just because its curses suck. Voidbound Operator, I've grown to not hate this curse. At first it was bad, especially before they balanced it, but I'd put it in A tier. It's an easy curse nowadays. I don't mind it at all. Most of the time, like I avoid this in public lobbies because people don't know how to avoid it, but Malfunction is not hard. I would pick this curse quite often. And then we have the Voidbreaker curses, which Ballet of Blades, it's usually considered the harder between the two, but I don't know, I feel very equally on the Voidbreaker greater curses. I'd put them both in B tier to be honest, because they're, I mean, well, maybe D tier, because like I would still pick most of these over a Voidbreaker curse depending on what I have. If I have Problem Child or Pacifier, then or like 2 bigger blasts, then maybe I would pick a Voidbreaker curse over it. But I'd say Bombardment is the better of the two. In casual mode, Bombardment's nerfed and Ballet isn't, and then in standard mode they're the same. So I don't know, it's like, this is a very subjective argument. Like, whichever one you find easier to deal with. I feel like Ballet of Blades gives you a little bit more moving room, but like Bombardment is just simpler to understand. If I was introducing someone to Voidbreaker greater curses, I'm picking Bombardment over Ballet, but experienced players can handle Ballet alright. But I did pick this in like a casual 50 run and we ended up dying because of it, so it's very mixed bag. Anyway, this is my curse tier list for Nullscape patch 5. Let me know what you should change, and let me know if I missed any curses. I think I got every single one, but if you want to do this tier list, I'll leave it in the description. Let me know your opinions, and yeah, bye-bye.